a functional version, but these soon became the victims of budget cuts.
In '65, everything was functional. Air scoops, all that stuff was functional. '66, semi-functional. '67 and '8, not so functional anymore.
On the movie version of Eleanor, the brake vents were strictly for show. But true to Carroll Shelby's original vision, the brake vents on her latest incarnation are real and do work.
All right, now we got our final piece for our side brake cooler. We're gonna go ahead and weld it in place. It'll be ready to cool those brakes off.
Good thing, because racing brakes can get hot, reaching temperatures of over 800 degrees centigrade. When the car is at the right height, it's easy to install the brake coolers. But the right angle is equally important, and for that, the crew puts the car on a rotisserie.
You're not hallucinating. The car is upside down. It's on a rotisserie. We always install this with a headache rack. It's a 4-point roll bar. It is welded to the bottom torque box, and the 4-point is welded to the wheel tubs. Now, you won't see this when the car is finished. It does have an interior panel over it.
But a new interior panel isn't the only thing she'll have. When it's finished, the car will also be rolling with a lot more horsepower. The car's original engine was a junior-sized 160 horsepower version. To accommodate the monster motor these guys plan to install, they'll need to brace the car's unibody.
Let me see a pry bar real quick. Yeah, a pry bar and a hammer. This is the subframe connector. We put this in here to connect the front subframe to the back subframe and strengthen the whole underside of the car.
And once that's done, she'll be ready for the ultimate Hollywood accessory. A 475 horsepower engine that can hit speeds the '65 Mustang could only dream of. All of that power under the bonnet is too tempting for a true car enthusiast to pass up. And American baseball star Jason Giambi is no exception. He's come all the way to Texas to the Unique Performance Hot Rod Shop, where they turn old Mustangs into real-life versions of Eleanor. Once he gets in the driving seat, he's hooked.
When it hits 2,500 RPMs, yeah, be strapped in, because that's the magic number. It puts you in your seat. It's just going to set you back. My chest and back in the seat. You'll take off, you'll go. Well, and then when you hit 2,500, I think that just jumps in, kicks in, and you're gone.
Jason's got a whole fleet of custom rides in his garage, but he still wants Eleanor.
You know, I have a Ferrari, Lamborghinis, but I've always wanted a muscle car. You know, there's nothing that sounds like when you crank it over and, you know, you jump on it and everything.
Check this out.
So I'm all fired up. Yeah, I went with the big one, too. I got everything. Super Snake.
Just when he's ready to take her home, he spies Eleanor's big sister, the Super Snake.
They brought it down to spring training for me in Florida, in Tampa, at the Yankees complex, for me to drive, just to show me what car I, was getting, because they were all fired up that I bought one. So I went down there, they gave me the car, and I was like, kid on Christmas, to drive it around. And first day I pulled it into the parking lot. Derek Jeter and those guys, they got, Ferraris and there's Porsches in there, but nobody cared about it. All they cared about was that car. Everybody wanted to have me crank it over, jump on it a few times, burn up the tires a little bit. And it just got me fired up, going, God, I can't wait to get mine. And then they said, at the end of me driving it for a couple days, they came up to me saying, by the way, yours has got 250 more horsepower than the one you've been driving around. So I'm probably going to kill myself, but it'll be a lot of fun.
The two cars look alike from the outside. Same color, same nose, same body. The real difference is under the bonnet.
This car doesn't get any better. This is our Super Snake. 427 big block aluminum engine in it with a Vortex supercharger. Total horsepower, 725. If you can't get where you're going in this, you can't get anywhere. A serious collector would get this car. We're only making 75 of these. Well, the most fun about these cars, I think, is when you push the gas, it's going to go. And it sounds, too. You know, you pull up to a light and you have one of those guys with the little bitty cars that sound like that, and you throw this one in gear, no contest. Good night. Go ahead and fire it up. That's sick right there. 725 horsepower is sick.
The classic American muscle car, the Ford Mustang, is no stranger to Hollywood. She's been in some 500 movies, opposite leading men such as Sean Connery's James Bond, Kevin Costner, Harrison Ford, and Tom Hanks. A 68 Mustang GT390 Fastback saw 10 of the most exhilarating minutes in movie history when she co-starred with Steve McQueen in the thriller Bullitt. But this is the most famous of them all. A Carroll Shelby GT500, codenamed Eleanor, in the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. And a unique performance in Farmers Branch, Texas, a team of crack custom car artists has made a living out of creating Eleanor replicas for discerning gearheads. The latest version is almost ready for a final paintwork. To get her ready, the fabrication team applies a protective green undercoating.
This car is in real good condition. Usually when we get it, the roof is usually caved in. This roof is in real good condition.
Technician Calvin Iris is a fabrication whiz who first worked on Mustangs in his native Bermuda.
I've been working on cars in the automotive industry for about 20 years. When I first interviewed, this was the body shop. You know, and I really didn't know what to think.
The new front end arrives, and it's clear that this ride is being made over in the style and tradition of a true muscle car.
The elements of the car really work well together. The front valance with the driving lamps and the grille, which is kind of a Trans Am look.
This car will have all the custom touches that Jeff and his crew see fit to install. Not so with the original Eleanor. The Gone in 60 Seconds design team didn't get to add everything they wanted, like larger wheels.
There were 16s is all we could really do to have a decent sidewall and tires. The stunt guys have a lot to say about, you know, if you have a 1-inch sidewall, there's a lot of things that works against as far as stunts and stuff are concerned.
In the end, 12 prop Eleanors were built for the film, each one with its own special function.
There was cars that were built to handle, cars that were built to jump, and cars that were built to just go fast. We had to throw down 460 car that was used in the sequence where it was in the LA River where it just needed to haul ass.